You know who's going to bail you out. You know who's going to come and rescue you. You know who's going to come and save the day. No one. Nobody's going to lift the weights for you. Nobody's going to do the pull-ups for you. Nobody's going to go out and put in the road work for you. You got to do all that yourself. Now, I know in the morning you got that blanket giving you a warm hug, and you got the pillow whispering in your ear telling you it's okay, telling you to stay just a little longer. But don't listen to them. They're lying to you. Listen to your alarm clock, which is telling you to get up and get some. Listen to the weight room, the pull-up bar, which is telling you to face reality. And listen to your will, which is telling you to get up and crush everything. Too tired, too hungry, too sore, too hot, too cold, too whatever. People ask me what I do when I get those little feelings running around. Well, let me tell you what I don't do. I don't tell everybody. As a matter of fact, I don't even let those words run around inside my own brain housing group. I keep it secure, lock it down. It's actually not that complicated. Are you going to work out today? Yes or no? Are you going to eat the donut? Yes or no? Are you going to win? Yes or no? Don't allow for any gray area in there. Get rid of the debate. Make the binary code decision, yes or no. And you know the right decision to make, so go and make it. Too worn out, too hungry, too sore, too hot, too cold. Sound familiar? That's the voice of weakness, seductive, sneaky, and wrapped in comfort. But let me be crystal clear. Those aren't real obstacles. They're lies. They're excuses. And every time you listen to them, you surrender a piece of your power. You give away ground that was meant to be conquered. Because the truth is, discomfort isn't your enemy, hesitation is. When those feelings rise up, I don't whine. I won't post about it. I don't seek validation or sympathy. I lock that weakness down. I don't give it air. I don't let it live in my head. You know why? Because the moment you start entertaining those excuses, even silently, they grow, they take root, and soon they run your day, your schedule, your destiny. So I simplify everything. I strip away the noise. Are you working out today? Yes or no? Are you eating that donut? Yes or no? Are you going to follow through on the promise you made to yourself? Yes or no? That's it. No gray area. No, maybe. No, I'll see how I feel. Life is a binary game. You win or you don't. You execute or you fold. You move or you stagnate. And every decision is a vote for the strong version of you or the weak one. Because every time you delay, every time you justify comfort, you're voting for the version of yourself that stays stuck. But every time you show up when it hurts, every time you push through fatigue, ignore the doubt, do the work anyway, you cast a vote for the warrior inside you. So stop negotiating with your lesser self. Discipline isn't optional, it's your standard. You don't wait for motivation, you move without it. You don't need perfect conditions. You don't need to feel ready. You need action. And that's what separates the elite from the average. They don't let emotion decide, they let mission lead. There are 86 400 seconds in a day, and someone out there right now is using theirs better than you. They're on the same path, chasing the same dream, sweating for the same outcome. They're not smarter than you. They're not more talented, but they're moving faster. They're not hitting snooze. They're not debating. They're not waiting for the stars to align. They've decided, they've committed, and they're coming. That's why I don't waste time. That's why I'm up before the world even opens its eyes. 3:0 a.m. That's my edge. While you're still tangled in comfort and dreams, I'm living mine. While you're debating whether today's the day, I'm finishing the race you haven't even started. Because by the time you rise, I've already got miles on you. I've already built momentum. I've already stacked discipline, reps, and victories while others are still planning. You might have more money, more connections, more resources. You might have parents who set the table for you, but you will not outwork me. You will not outpace me, because I don't need luxury. I need pressure. I don't need ease. I need the chase. I don't care if you're running next to me with better shoes, I'll run barefoot and still pass you. Because I've trained for pain, I've trained for fire, and when it comes time to grind, I don't slow down. I shift gears. This life doesn't reward intention, it rewards execution. Speed matters. Urgency matters. While most people are warming up, I'm already sprinting. While most are looking for motivation, I've built systems that don't wait for it. You want to win? Then move faster. Wake up earlier. Decide quicker. Execute sharper. Because the gap between average and elite isn't talent, it's urgency. Everything started with a dream, just a spark, a vision that no one else could see but me. I wrote it down, I stared at it. I rehearsed it in my mind 1,000 times before anyone else ever believed it was possible. I breathed it in. I slept next to it. I carried it into every room, every workout, every late night and early morning. That dream wasn't just an idea, it became my identity. But some of you had a dream once and you let it die. You dreamed until life punched you in the mouth, until people laughed, until circumstances changed. You let their opinions write the ending to your story before you ever got a chance to live it. You let fear steal the pen from your hand. Let me tell you something. Your dream doesn't expire unless you quit it. The world won't hand it to you, but it will respond if you chase it with every ounce of your being. You've got to want it when you're broke. You've got to want it when you're rich. You've got to want it when no one claps, when no one believes, when even you start to question it. You've got to be willing to keep showing up even when the scoreboard says you're losing. Because the ones who make it, they're not the most talented, they're not the luckiest. They're the ones who stay hungry, who builds when it's hard, who creates when nothing's working, who chases it so obsessively that failure becomes fuel. So don't just talk about the dream. Don't post about it. Don't wait for a perfect day. Live it, own it, bleed for it. Because the difference between those who dream and those who become is action. They'll tell you talent wins, that it's about the gifted, the chosen, the ones with the golden touch, but they're wrong. Because talent alone doesn't work when things get hard. Hunger does. You've seen it with your own eyes, the straight-A student who coasted on natural intelligence praise since childhood and now stuck, stagnant, confused when things don't come easy anymore. Then there's the other kid, the one who struggled, who stayed up late watching tutorials, who asked dumb questions and took hits to their pride every single day. But they kept going. Years later, guess who built something real? Guess who passed the gifted one? The grinder. The hungry one, every damn time. Hunger is not sexy. It's not pretty. It's ugly work, unseen, unpraised. It is rewriting that resume for the 5th time. It's waking up at 4 a.m. to train when no one's watching. It's rejection after rejection and still showing up. Hunger is dangerous because it can't be measured. It's not listed on a CV. It doesn't show up in your bio, but it eats talent alive when talent's too proud to sweat. You think driving is optional? It's not. In a room full of talent, hunger wins. Talent relaxes. Hunger never sleeps. Talent waits for the right moment. Hunger creates it. Talent says, I'll do it when I feel like it. Hunger says, let's go now. There are fighters out there with less than you, less money, less opportunity, less education, but they're hungrier. That's why they're winning. Not because they were better, but because they refused to stay the same. So here's the truth. If you're waiting for your moment, it's already passed. If you're waiting to feel ready, you've already lost. You don't need more talent. You need more hunger. Because in the arena of life, talent is common, but hunger, that's rare. That's lethal. That's the difference. There comes a breaking point in every person's life, a moment so raw, so honest, it shakes you to your core. It's the moment when the story you've been telling yourself stops working, When you can no longer pretend that the reason you're stuck is because of your boss, your parents, your circumstances, or your past, you look in the mirror and realize with a gut punch of truth, the only thing holding you back is you. It's not the lack of time. It's not the lack of money. It's not the absence of opportunity. The real enemy has been living rent-free inside your own mind, whispering lies dressed as logic. You've been saying things like, I'm not ready, I don't know how, or maybe someday. But let's be real, someday is a myth. Someday is a silent killer. It lulls you into waiting, into watching, into wasting time. You'll never get back. And while you're standing still, someone else out there is taking what you were too scared to chase. Excuses are easy. They're soft, they're comforting, and they're poisonous. They don't protect your dream, they bury it. And every time you repeat the same tired line, every time you blame the schedule, the weather, the motivation you trade, potential for regret, you give away your fire inch by inch until one day you look up and wonder where it all went. The hunger, the ambition, the beast in you that once believed, but the power is still in your hands. You don't have to wait for motivation. You don't need permission. What you need is a decision, a bold, no turning back decision to stop feeding your excuses and start feeding your greatness. You don't get to have the dream and keep your comfort zone. One has to die for the other to live. So this is the moment. Burn the backup plan. Burn the blame. Burn the fear of failing, the fear of starting too late, the fear of not being enough. If you're tired of the same cycle, then end it. Draw a line in the sand. Step over it and never look back. Because your future will not be built on maybe. It will be built on movement, commitment, and consistency. Excuses won't take you to the top. Only fire will, and that fire, it's already inside you. Now set it loose. Everybody wants to be great until it's time to put in the work. Until it's time to show up, stay late, sacrifice the comfort, and grind through the silence when nobody's watching. We live in a world obsessed with image, likes, retweets, quotes, aesthetics, people talking about hustle, posting memes about success, hashtagging motivation like it's currency. But here's the brutal truth. Success isn't built by talk. It's built by traction, built by sweat, built in the hours you don't broadcast. You don't become a warrior by reading about war. You become one by showing up on the battlefield day after day, bruised, bloody, and unbreakable. Everyone wants the crown, but nobody wants to bleed for it. And that's the difference between those who dream and those who deliver. One is fueled by hype, the other by habits. You say you want it, then show me. Show me with your routine. Show me with your focus. Show me your discipline when the hype wears off, when the crowd leaves, and it's just you versus the voice in your head. Because there will come a time when the quotes aren't enough, when the videos don't hit the same level, when inspiration disappears and you're standing there empty with only two options: keep showing up or start slipping back. That's the real test. That's when you find out who you are. It's easy to talk when it's exciting, but legends are built in boredom, in the repetition, in the 1,000 quiet mornings when you chose discipline over dopamine. So stop talking, start doing. Let your work become your voice. Let your progress speak so loudly that you never have to explain your grind to anyone again. The world doesn't need another motivational post. It needs your results. It needs your example. And the only way to build that is with action, not once, not when it's convenient, but relentlessly until your dream becomes undeniable. How many of you are still locked in right now, still listening, not just hearing, but feeling this in your chest? Because if you're drifting, zoning out, waiting for a spark to hit you, here's your wake-up call. The fight you're in is not with the world, it's with yourself. Always has been, always will be. The biggest opponent you'll ever face isn't out there, it's the weaker version of you inside. The version that loves comfort. The version that hits snooze, makes excuses, hesitates and hides. That voice that whispers, maybe tomorrow, maybe next week, maybe when I feel more ready. You know that voice. It's charming, it's persuasive, and it's a liar. Every time you listen to it, you lose ground. You lose power. You give it the steering wheel of your life and wonder why you're not moving forward. You think discipline is hard. Try living every day knowing you're not even scratching the surface of who you could be. Try waking up and realizing you let fear write your story. That's a pain. That's the kind of pain that doesn't go away. It festers, it grows, it becomes regret, and regret is the heaviest weight you'll ever carry. So what's the move? Starve that version of yourself. Cut off its oxygen. You don't negotiate with weakness, you dominate it. You don't reason with laziness, you drown it in repetition. You don't let doubt drive, you push it out of the damn car. Because every day it's you versus you, and only one of you walks away stronger. The world will never hand you greatness. You have to wrestle it away from your own limitations. If you want to be someone you've never been, you have to defeat the version of you that you've always been. No applause, no recognition, just a quiet, violent, daily battle to level up. And that battle, it starts right now. Not tomorrow, not when you feel ready. Now, let me ask you this, are you the gazelle or are you the lion? Because both wake up at the same time. Both hit the ground running, but the difference, the gazelle runs only when it's being chased. Its fear is its fuel. It runs to survive. But the moment that pressure fades, the moment the lion stops chasing, the gazelle stops. And that's the truth for a lot of people. You move when someone pushes you. You grind when there's a deadline. You hustle when someone's watching. But the moment the pressure's off, you're done. That's the gazelle mentality. But the lion doesn't run from anything. It runs toward the kill. It doesn't need pressure. It doesn't need a crowd. It doesn't need a deadline. The lion hunts because that's what it was born to do. Its instinct is dominance. Its nature is conquest. The lion doesn't need to be chased. It creates the chase. You see, a lot of people only move when they're forced. They show effort when the fear of failure catches up to them. But the great ones, they move with intention, not fear. They hunt every damn day. They don't need a reminder to be hungry. Hunger lives in them. The lion wakes up with purpose and sleeps satisfied only if the hunt was won. That's the mindset that separates the elite from the average. So ask yourself, are you running from something or towards something? Because if your grind depends on pressure, you're prey. But if your grind is fueled by purpose, by hunger, by that fire in your gut that refuses to settle, then you're a lion. And lions don't clock in from 9 to 5. Lions don't rest until they own the territory. You want what the lions have. You better train like one, think like one, move like one. Not sometimes, not when it's easy, every day. How many of you are still here, still locked in, still listening? Because if you are, I need you to hear this. Comfort is the silent killer. It doesn't show up with warning signs. It doesn't scream in your face. It whispers. It tells you you've done enough. It tells you you've earned the break. It lures you into mediocrity disguised as rest. But make no mistake, comfort is the graveyard where dreams go to die. And discipline is what stands between you and everything you say you want. It's what wakes you up when no one's watching. It's what drags you out of bed when your feelings beg you to stay. It's what forces your hand when your mind screams quit. Discipline is the promise you keep to yourself long after the mood you made it in is gone. It's the daily decision to suffer now so you don't suffer forever. Let me break it down for you. Comfort says, hit snooze. Discipline says, get up. Comfort says, it's good enough. Discipline says, one more rep. Comfort says, take it easy today. Discipline says, we go again. You see, most people don't fail because of a lack of talent. They fail because they fall in love with ease. But the successful ones, they fall in love with growth And growth only comes from resistance. You want to build muscle, you push through pain. You want to build character, you embrace hardship. You want to build a legacy. You suffer through the silence while everyone else is resting. If you keep choosing what's easy, you'll wake up one day with a life that's anything but easy. But if you choose the pain of discipline now, you'll buy yourself the freedom most never touch. So I ask you, when it gets hard, when it gets boring, when no one's clapping, will you still show up? Will you still rise? Because this isn't about doing what feels good. It's about doing what builds you. Let's get one thing straight. Balance didn't build empires. Balance didn't put rockets in the sky or gold medals around necks. Obsession did. Obsession is the fuel that drives greatness. It's the voice in your head that won't shut up. It's the fire that keeps burning, even when the world tells you to slow down. You see, people will call you crazy when you choose obsession. They'll say, you need to relax, you need to have more balance, you're doing too much. But those people, they don't understand what it takes to win. They're comfortable, and comfort never creates kings. If nobody thinks you're extreme, you're not doing enough. If they're not raising eyebrows, asking questions, or doubting your sanity, you're still in the shallow end. Because to do what others can't, you've got to be willing to live how others won't. You've got to make sacrifices they'd never make. You've got to miss the parties, turn off the noise, cut off distractions, and stay laser focused on that one mission becoming undeniable. This isn't about arrogance. It's about alignment. When you're obsessed, you stop chasing everything and start locking in on the one thing that sets your soul on fire. You become a magnet for results, not because you're lucky, but because you're relentless. You show up every day, not out of motivation, but out of mission. You don't wait for inspiration. You become the inspiration. So let them talk, let them doubt, let them laugh. While they're relaxing, you're refining. While they're sleeping, you're building. While they're settling, you're separating. And by the time they realize it, it'll be too late. You'll already be at the top. Because this journey doesn't belong to the balance, it belongs to the obsessed. This is it. No more warm-ups. No more waiting. No more watching from the sidelines while others take the shot. Because in this life, you only have two options: dominate or disappear. That's the game. You either show up and take command of your story, or you get swallowed by someone else's. And make no mistake, life doesn't wait for the hesitant. It devours the passive, the indecisive, the ones who keep saying someday. Let's be honest, nobody is coming to save you. Nobody is handing you the life you dream about. That version of you, the stronger, sharper, more relentless version, that's not built on convenience. That's forged in decision. It's earned in the early hours and the late nights. It's carved into your bones through sacrifice, pain, and repetition. Every rep, every call, every moment you choose to push when no one's watching. That's what separates the real ones from the rest. People love to talk about potential. But potential without execution is just decoration. You want to be great, then execute. Obsess over your craft. Be so locked in that the world starts to orbit around your energy. Be so dialed in that fear has no place to land. Don't wait for conditions to be perfect. Don't wait for permission. Don't ask for a seat at the table, build your own. Dominate with your discipline. Dominate with your decisions. Dominate with your daily habits. Or disappear into the background of those who did. You've come too far to play small now. You've sacrificed too much to go unnoticed. So decide right here, right now. Will you rise or will you vanish? Will you execute or will you evaporate? Because the world doesn't need more half efforts. It needs warriors. It needs leaders. It needs fire. And if you've made it this far, I know one thing for sure: you didn't come here to disappear. You came to dominate. So before you go back to your day before life pulls you back into its noise, I need you to remember one thing: you were not born to blend in. You were born to break through. I don't care where you started. I don't care who doubted you, what you've lost, or how many times you fell short. What matters is that you're still here, breathing, listening, searching, That fire inside you, it didn't go out, it just got buried under the weight of fear, doubt, and the noise of the world telling you to settle. But not anymore. From this moment forward, you don't move like everyone else. You move like someone who knows what they came for. You walk like someone who's carrying a legacy. You speak like someone who's been forged in failure and risen in fire. You don't need approval. You don't need applause. You need hunger. You need a heart. You need that unshakable, undeniable belief that says, I will not quit. I will not break. I will not fade away into the background. This world doesn't need another copy. It needs your voice, your vision, your version of greatness. So whatever it takes, dig deep, get back up, go all in. And if no one tells you this today, let me be the one. I believe in the version of you that's unstoppable, the version of you that's still fighting, the version of you that never gave up, even when it got dark. Now go light up the world. You've got work to do. Thank you for staying until the end. Thank you for listening, not just with your ears, but with your heart. Because if you're still here, it means there's a part of you that refuses to quit. And that part, that's the part that will take you farther than you've ever imagined. I don't know what you're facing right now. I don't know how many times life has knocked you down. But I believe in the fire inside you. I believe in the strength that's been forged quietly through everything you've endured. And I believe that as long as you keep moving forward, nothing is out of reach. So no matter how long the road may be, don't stop. No matter how tired you are today, don't stay down. Rise one more time. Not for anyone else, but for you. For the person you're becoming. Live with your whole heart. Fight with all your will. And dream like nothing can hold you back. The world is waiting for the strongest version of you, so go and don't look back. I believe in you. Now get up and let's rise together